I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere.
All right, let's get this party started. Buenos dias. Welcome to BNI Decatur, where it is greater. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for coming. So just a little disclaimer, this is being recorded and distributed just amongst us and the world.
Limit your cursing.
So please silence your cell phones. That way there's no interruptions. I will do the same. So we would like to welcome the guests and substitutes to our little meeting. So I'm introducing the leadership team, your leadership team, myself, Merritt Rodriguez. We have Alex Merritt as Vice President, Justin Reams as Secretary Treasurer. We have membership committee, Stuart Jones, Randy Godfrey, Seth Fox, and Tom Warnke. Coordinator roles of educating is Stephen Bentley, and the mentor coordinator is Misty Palmer. I just saw two people walk out, they're going outside. The visitor host team, we have Sade Albino, Evan Kirsten, and Bronwyn Arnold. So our mission statement here at BNI is to help BNI members increase their business through a structured, positive, and professional referral marketing program that enables us to develop long-term, meaningful relationships with quality business professionals. So our core values are 7 of them, and they are givers gain, building relationships, lifelong learning, traditions and innovations, positive attitude, accountability and recognition. And today's featured presenter is Senor Alex Merritt, so he's going to give us one of these or any of these.
Sure, yeah. So I like building relationships, and I would add a caveat to that, building positive relationships, because no matter what type of interactions you're going to have with somebody else, you're going to leave an impression. So you're either on time or you're late. You're either going to be polite or rude. You're either going to know what you're doing or come across like you don't know what you're talking about. So you want to build these relationships, but build them in a positive way. I certainly try to have one-to-ones with everybody at least once a week in this chapter. I do in other chapters. I do a lot of networking in the morning, after work. So I know a lot of you do too. I talked to a lot of you about different networking groups you go to, so I think that's really positive. All of us in this group eventually sort of overlap in the Venn diagram of who we know, so people start going to other people's networking groups and you meet those people. So I meet somebody through Tom, through his other networking opportunities, Art. And so now, because Art has a good reputation and has built good relationships with those people in his other networking group, I can go in and build relationships as well. So that's what I would encourage everybody to do.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So at this time, I'd like, if they're here, Jordan, Joshua, and Ari to come up here. But I think we only have one person. So Ari, come up here. And then I'd like for Art, Abby, Alex, Ivan, and Justin to stand. Jordan is here. I'm sorry. God, I did it again. Come up here. Jordan. I know, everyone's so timid. The reason is networking leaders and notables from September. So we've got most referrals given, which is Jordan with 9. We got 8. We have Joshua Johnson, who is here.
No, the other training he forgot.
Okay, well he had 15, almost 16,000 in highest. Thank you for closed business. Abby came in second. We have Abby's representative here. And then we have myself and Alex with most visitors. And then Ari with most CUs. Boy, you are the machine. Ivan, runner up. Ivan. And then most one-to-ones, myself and Justin. So, yeah. Thank you guys. You guys can go ahead and sit down. Sorry. So, new applications. I know that we have Carlos Watson who's applying. I believe he's going to be switching with Seth Fox. So Seth is kind of moving on, but he's going to be replaced by Carlos Watson. Who works with Seth? Thank you. Yes, who works with Seth at
He's been in here a bunch.
He has been here a bunch. As a matter of fact, he was supposed to be here today. So this kind of leads me to the membership committee report, which is open classifications, the top most wanted professions. I have reached out to some of you, and so I've gotten some of the feedback. But this is just a list of who we're looking for, who we're looking for to invite to our little group. At this moment, we're going to go ahead and pass out, and it's my fault, the business card binder. And please get a chapter roster as you come in. The visitors are more than welcome to take their business cards and pass to the left. And don't forget to take notes today on the presentations. So now we have our network educating moment with Senior Stephen Bentley.
Okay, thank you guys for coming to all the guests. I'm in the tree, so I'm going to move over here. I'm going to continue on my kind of series, what I'm going to call it, of the core values that personally I don't understand. So I feel like some of y'all probably are like, I don't understand that really that well either. So traditions and innovations, which actually Ivan Meisner says he likes to call it traditions plus innovations, because technically too that whole term traditions and innovations sounds like a contradiction, right? This is actually a direct quote from Ivan Meisner. So these values may at first seem counterintuitive, but as the Apple example proves, it's the secret to success for contemporary businesses. Our traditions lay the foundation to who we are by showing where we came from. However, we must always be leading when innovation is stay current. This means that new advancements in technology and thinking must be absorbed into our processes. Don't lose touch with new changes in business, and don't be afraid to try new things at BNI. And for a lot of you old heads in here, you probably remember, not me, but I remember I've heard about the slips. So we used to have to do all of our referrals, thank your close business, anything like that on pieces of paper and hand them into our. So we've come a long way in terms of like our app and technology and things like that. So, but I always like to think about, well, what are the traditions of BNI? And some of them written here. Also, the effective use of visitor hosts. So we always have people there to welcome people. That's a tradition. The structure and organization of our meetings. So we have the same kind of thing. And this is, for a lot of you people that are already members, you know these things. But I think it helps to reinforce. Welcoming new members to our organization. Recognizing members who bring in referrals and visitors. Recognition is very important. And then with this group, especially having fun is a very important thing. So with traditions, actually, I like to ask people, especially for us that work for a bigger company, but also maybe more importantly for people who own their own small company. Do you know your traditions of your company? Do you know what your foundations are? And then it's easy to think about innovations because they're sexy, it's hip, it's popular. But you have to have that foundational tradition, things that here's what we always are going to rely on, and then be open to innovations is what kind of means to me as I learn. Technically, too, there was a great quote that said, traditions ground us, and innovations help us soar, which I kind of like that. So, but yeah, I want to bring it back to the real world. So what can this group do besides what we're already doing? So great job, Ruben, already with video, things like that. I think we could increase that for a group. Automations, anything we can do, maybe. Also, especially for myself, I know, which probably is the same for some of you, more use of the BNI Business Builder. Does anybody know what that is?
Yep.
Y'all use it? Who uses it? Who thinks they're really good at using it? Yeah, so there we go. That's an opportunity for the group. Also connect, and then I have it written possible podcast. So I think that's kind of stuff that we could do in the future to grow this group and help innovate and share amongst ourselves, but also promote our group. So I'm Stephen Bentley. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Stephen. So last week's Ivan Award winner, and my apologies for forgetting to include that slide, was Senior Alex Merritt, who's also our feature presenter. So what he's going to do is listen in to our 60-second presentation and see who piques his most interest. So members will have 60 seconds to educate us on what they are looking for the week. Be very specific and make it memorable. What and who is a great referral for you this week. Our visitors and guests will have a chance after the members to tell us who you are and what you do. So once again, it's in a random order. I want you to pay attention to two little things that I've added. Just how long the person's been a member, as well as this green little dot here on the lower right. You'll see who is up next.
That's great.
And This little bell, if you hear it, just wrap it up. So, Senor Mike,
Oh, that's amazing.
you are up.
Good morning. I
Good
am
morning.
by Care Maintenance, Georgia. We're going to do a little, I decided we're going to do some info. I get the duty of showing you guys what air quality count yesterday. I didn't get one today, but for pollen, people suffer from all types of different respiratory issues. A lot of times allergies is a big one. This is coming from the allergy group that we're going to start to partner with. But tree, grass, weed pollen, all down, down, down. Very low levels. That's fantastic. Guess what's super duper high?
Ragweed.
Mold. I'm the mold guy. Anyway, so yeah, mold is super duper high. The perfect person for me today is anybody that has suffering from those allergy issues and wants to hear a change. You got mold? No, you don't.
I love it.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. Commercial real estate agents everywhere are suffering. A referral or a thank you for closed business. But you can help with just one introduction. You can rescue a commercial real estate agent like me from the brink of extinction. I've matched businesses to the perfect spaces. And with your support, you can ensure this noble profession does not fade away. So won't you help a commercial real estate agent? This care message has been brought to you by Mezcal El Silencio. What time is it?
Tequila time.
Good morning, BNI.
Morning.
Excuse my tardiness. I'm Shar Higgins with the Shar Higgins Allstate Insurance Group, your property and casualty specialty. I do specialize in home and auto, as you guys know, and I do ensure that my clients are properly protected. A great referral for me today and most days is anyone looking for insurance reviews, someone not sure what they are, what their coverages are covering, and what their needs are. I do believe that insurance is not just about having coverage, but actually understanding what that coverage is about. That's why I make it my mission to make sure that my clients make those informed decisions so that they are financially secure. So, anyone that is the benefit for a review and has needs a good understanding of what their protection is, I'd love to be introduced. Remember, it's not just about what you pay. Call me Sharday. I'm here to save the day.
Hello. I'm Lindsay Sullivan with Bruce Planners. Okay, raise your hand if you like ranch better than blue cheese. No? Okay, yeah. Personally, I like blue cheese. But the point of this is that you know that ranch was created in Alaska. And Alaska created blue cheese. And do you know what Alaska has to do with today? Well, I'm still promoting this cruise next August from the 17th to the 24th, round trip out of Seattle, and it's with NCL. Let me know if you want any more information. I have this here, trying to get a big group of people to go. One thing I didn't mention about NCL is their flights, they usually have a promo that's right now going on, buy one, get one free, so you get one, you pay for one flight, you get the second free, and this price, about $25,000 per person. I looked online last night, it was $6,000. So it's like you're saving about $1,000, and you get the drink package and everything included, and excursion credits. So this is the best package you're gonna get. All right, thanks.
Good morning, BNI. Good morning. It is still ADHD Awareness Month. It is a long month. I am nursing, coaching entrepreneurs, executives, people with ADHD, and I also help them celebrate. Now, 3 reasons why it's important for people with ADHD to celebrate. Number 1, celebration is a reward system in action. It helps you realize that you have finished your goal, and it creates dopamine within you. 2, it increases your self-worth and self-confidence, creating a positive mindset. And 3, celebrating a small win makes you smarter. while having some kind of negative thing that happens to you creates cortisol in your body, the opposite effects happen when you celebrate a win and you actually don't exacerbate your ADHD symptoms. You work through them and you are at your peak. So I'm Evan Kersing. If you want to be at your peak, give me a call.
Good morning, y'all. I'm Bronwyn with SWAG, and SWAG stands for
Screen printing, weddings, advertising, and giveaways.
And we are a full-service print marketing firm. We can design and print any kind of paper marketing, promotional product, apparel, or gift. And today I would like you to picture your family holiday photo shoot. Think of the pain and agony of getting all family members, including your kids, dogs, cats, parrots, to look at the camera and have a good picture. It's not going to happen. But once it does, I'd like to talk to y'all about doing your personal holiday cards or your corporate cards. And if you don't want to include anybody's face at all, we can create, design, and print, even address and mail your cards with a beautifully drawn image instead of having to deal with the headache of getting pictures done. Bronwyn with SWAG. Thanks.
Good morning, Israel Garcia with the PC of Mind. We are an IT and cybersecurity company. This week I am sad to announce that this is my last meeting with you guys. I got a job offer that requires a lot of traveling, so I won't be able to make it on Thursdays anymore. But I think Alex may be taking over the seat. But I will still send you guys referrals whenever I can, whenever I see a chance. I got all your business cards, and thank you for the opportunity, and thank you guys. You guys were great. Everybody was awesome.
Who's going to keep our computers safe?
Good morning, BNI. My name is Ivan Ramon. I'm with Horizon Windows and Doors, the Windows Sales and Replacement Specialist. I want to talk today about the opportunities that we have working with property managers, and as well as property managers and
Somebody else.
yeah, somebody else. Anyways, yeah, so if you know anyone that needs new windows, they're foggy and winter is coming again. Now it's a little warmer, but right, it'll get cold again. So if they have foggy windows, messed up windows, you can call me. I'll have them replace them with a great window from Pennsylvania. So quality windows and doors are in your
Horizon. Morning, guys. Justin Reams with My Exterior Cleaner, your go-to exterior cleaning experts. So whether you're trying to soft wash a roof, soft wash your house, or pressure wash any of your flat surfaces, I'm actually going to try to piggyback off of Mr. Bentley's educational moment. So one of our traditions and one of our foundations within the company is that we were grounded in trying to help. And that's all I ever wanted to do. That's what my background was in teaching. And so all we ever wanted to do was to start out and help. But this is where we ended up. So we help people clean their spaces, but it's not the commodity that everybody thinks that pressure washing actually is. So just as a quick reminder, we are presenting next week. And our topic, this is a very circuitous route, sorry. Our topic is how we are different. So how we are helping, but not doing the same. I'm sorry. Have a great day. Last time I tried to.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alex Merritt. I'm the founding partner of Merritt Law. I represent injured people in personal injury claims and lawsuits. I'm the personal injury attorney of the chapter. I'll be presenting later today. You're going to hear a lot from me. I've already talked once. I'm going to talk now. I'm going to talk again. I'm going to do a VP report. It's a lot. So I'll tell you more later about what makes a good referral for me and who makes a good referral for me so that they can send me referrals as well.
Jay.
Yeah. Gene. Good morning, sales team. Gene.
Morning.
Keller Williams Realty. Our ask today, we're actually doing an event on Halloween. So if you have kids or you don't have kids like me and you still want to have a good time, come over to our neighborhood. I've got a QR code that you can scan. The cool thing is our neighbors are all putting their house on a candy map, so you'll know the safe places to take your kids. from 4 to 6. And then after that, we're going across the street. My neighbor has decided to do a great Gatsby party, and she's a hoot. And they have this really beautiful home. So whether you have kids or not, Kellen Group in Woodland Hills, which is it's along La Vista between Briarcliff and Cheshire Bridge. We have about 450 homes in the neighborhood and about 200 something on the email list. So we should really have a good exposure for some of our client care partners, like music lessons for the kids at Briar Vista. So there you go. So come on out. If you need more information, I've got the QR code. JD Kellen with the Kellen Group.
Good morning, BNI.
Good morning.
So when most people think of massage, they normally think of pampering and relaxation. They don't really think of the medical benefits of massage. But with the right touch, you can improve blood flow to increase healing. With the right depth of pressure, you can relieve pain and muscle tension. With the right stretches, you can improve flexibility and mobility. And in the words of our own David Woods, that might just be the best massage you've ever had. So if you're interested in any of those things, I invite you to schedule a one-to-one with me to see how Touch Therapy Co. can help. I'm Sade with Touch Therapy Co. Learn to touch and be touched.
Like never before.
Good morning, chapter. Michael McClellan, Decatur Neighbors. I am the chapter's publication member in the group, and just wanted to let you guys know that I'm constantly always looking for interior design, HVAC service to my top of the list, and so yeah, those were great, make great referrals. Also, you guys can always nominate families to be on the cover of our publication. So we're always looking for folks that live here in Oakhurst, Winona Park, College Heights, Clarkston, Avondale Estates. Those are all areas to me that I consider mostly part of Decatur. And and then one last thing for my man Alex, I got a great injury. What is it? Personal injury referral. That's the University of Alabama. So,
Big orange man.
Big orange man. Big orange man. Just had to get one in.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Danielle Smoot with Mood Design Events, setting the mood for all your special moments, big or small. So I was gone for a couple weeks, but I'm back, and as I'm driving around, it's very obvious that it is holiday season. So my ask this week is for your Aunt Susan. Now, Aunt Susan loves to celebrate the holidays. She loves to have dinner parties. She likes to have everybody over at her house. She does all the cooking. She usually does all the decorating. I would like to help Aunt Susan to make sure that she can focus on cooking all that food, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, and I can help her decorate. So anyone you know that's going to be hosting, like Aunt Susan, that's having a dinner party, that's having people over her house, you provide florals, candles, decor to fit whatever the theme for her party is. Danielle, what do you do?
Morning, everyone. I'm with TL Music Lessons, your local neighborhood music school, offering not only stellar music education, but also a warm and welcoming studio environment and community. I wanted to use my 60 seconds today to get a heat check, because my presentation is coming up in 2 weeks. So I have I'm going to cover a little bit of both, but I want to see which way to lean. I have two sort of topics I want to dive into. First is more focused on genre and artists and how different artists relate to each other, how blues relates to rock, how classical relates to jazz, that sort of stuff. And the other is the sort of foundational fundamentals of music, what we call music theory, building blocks, and how to understand music better. So if I can just get a show of hands, if you guys are awake enough, who's more interested in the genre, artist leading side of things?
Play Wonderwall.
And who's more interested in the theory, sort of foundational building blocks sort of stuff? No nerds?
Everybody is a wonderful.
Everyone with ATL Music Lessons, stop dreaming.
Start playing.
Good morning, sales team. My name is Tyler Morgan at the Oak Insurance Group, and I am the group's commercial insurance agent. I always talk about building a wall around you with insurance products to keep those people from getting to the business. And we do that with different products. Well, that works both ways. Sometimes you can get sued within the business. When there's an employee that's hurt with workers' comp, or you have employee dishonesty, whether you have somebody on the inside of the business still trying to get to that business. The wall works both ways. It protects you on the inside and the outside. So a good referral for me is somebody who hasn't had a review of their insurance to make sure that whole company is protected from the inside out. Tom Markey, the Oak Insurance Group, strong as a oak. I did it.
Freaking
I
bad.
did it.
Good morning, sales team. Most of you all I know, some I do not. Except for as a representative, I have filled in a few times. Now I will be representing Olympic Auto Sales. My name is Carlos Watson. I do not have a commercial set today, but simple enough. I sell motorized vehicles. It's an easy process. If you know anyone who needs a vehicle that moves motorized, send them my way. I look forward to being here. I thank you all for the times that I've been able to come fill in. Very much so. Looking forward to one-on-ones and everything that comes with this. Again, my name is Carlos. Represent Carlos.
Thanks.
Good morning. Ari Bondi, business attorney. One thing that's tough in business is when you get involved with someone who's a con artist. Really, I represented these folks. They had probably more money than sense, but they saw an ad in the business opportunity section of their newspaper. It said, pinball, make you rich, hottest deal ever. So they fly from wherever they live to Atlanta, attend this presentation. Of course, they had a wire transfer, whatever the money was, 50 or 100 grand, to this guy to do this thing that's going to make him rich, which they never saw a penny of it. And this guy, who's the serial con artist, he would go from Georgia to Alabama to Florida, back around. And I got a call a couple of years later from Channel 5 News wanting to interview me about this guy because he was back in Georgia doing some different scams. I got to be on the news, but they wouldn't let me say the word scumbag.
You have the recording of it?
I do. On VHS.
Hey.
That's cool.
Good morning, everyone. This is Palmer with Tandem Bank. Each week I like to educate and then ask. I haven't told a story in a long time, but I thought you guys would enjoy this one. I'm elderly, so forgive me for saying that. But we have an elderly client. She got a phone call from her grandson, requesting $25,000 to be wired. And we checked and we double checked and it just didn't feel right. And we're calling and we moved it up the ladder to the VP of operations, the CEO of our bank. We're talking to this lady not to send the wire and she's adamant. So our insurance company and our attorneys told us to have her sign this document that we have gone, due diligence to not send this wire. And she wanted to send it anyway. Well, you know that it was fraudulent and she lost $25,000 of her money. So each week when I'm trying to educate, I hope someone's listening because I try to tell you these little tidbits about just be diligent through this holiday season because the crooks are out in, tenfold. Again, Misty Palmer with Tandem Bank. Thank you.
Good morning, BNI. I'm going to come out from the jungle. I'm Stephen Bentley, the digital marketing chair for the group. I missed you guys last week. I was in San Diego, which we went to Disney World, Disneyland, Legoland, the safari park, and the zoo, and all of that. And then when I came back this Monday, I had jury duty. So my manager was like, "What the hell? Are you ever coming back?" Either way, talking about those 4 places, I'm like, man, all of those had great experiences, right? And as small businesses or medium size or whatever size we are, it's like creating an experience is something we should do, right? But then it's pretty hard to do sometimes. With Thrive, our software, from beginning to end. So when someone's looking for you and they're looking online, then they engage with you, then they do business with you, and then you can follow up and get credit and repeat the cycle and get referrals out of it. That's kind of the experience that we can create. There are other systems out there I can help you with that if you already have something, but I'd love to talk with people if they want to create a better customer experience for their clients. Steve Bentley with Thrive, your business.
Smarter.
Missed the bell.
Good morning, sales team.
Good morning.
Hi, guys. Good morning. I'm Art Wood. I'm the mortgage guy in the group, and as much as I'd love to talk about mortgages, interest rates suck. They've gone up 0.75% in the last month. So I'm not going to talk about that, but I will talk about the fact that last week I was able to go to 2 different schools and talk about money. talk about finance, talk about mortgages and stuff. And the reason it made me think about it, number one, is I want to hit it home that I really want to do more of that speaking. It's not paid or anything else, but I feel like I have a knack for money. I was brought up that way, and so many people were not. And I want to be able to share that. In fact, yesterday I got something in the mail, I opened it up, and it was from 2 kids that pitched their ideas to me. It was a thank you note. And it was one, thanks for sharing my ideas. One, I was so nervous I couldn't even think. So anyway, if you know anybody that would love somebody to come and talk about money, finance, I would love to turn their parents' mortgage into a mortgage. Yeah, they will.
Hi, my name is Lily and I'm subbing for Abby this week, the owner of Clarity Fitness, Georgia's first body positive fitness studio. This week, Abby's asked for BNI members to come to some Halloween events. So they have Trick or Treat Week with Little Shop of Stories from the 28th to the 31st, and then they have some workouts where you can wear a costume. So Alexandra's Lifting Club at 7 a.m. and John's In the Zone Strength and Conditioning class at 6 p.m. on Halloween. So you can do that, and then you can go to the real estate event. So, yeah.
Hey everyone, Jordan Laurie with Quigley-Myers State Farm, specializing in life and disability income insurance. Usually when I talk about life insurance, or I think when most of us think about life insurance, we're talking about protecting families from the risk of an unexpected or unplanned death. Over the last week, I've been working with Mike and Rose, who are in a very different scenario. They're later in life, they've saved money, they have money, they're in retirement, their kids are fully grown. But what they wanted to use life insurance for was to guarantee the legacy of their estate and leave more money behind than they had ever potentially dreamed of. We do that with what's called Survivorship Universal Life, which ensures the couple together so that when they do pass away, which is inevitable, right, at some point they're going to leave behind 3 or 4 times more money than they otherwise would have. Jordan Laurie, Quigley-Myers State Farm. What's my tagline? Art? We all got to go sometime.
But hey, that's
Insurance.
Morning, sales team. Richard Morris, Mobile Property Inspections, Inspector Rick. I get to look at houses, and I really like looking at old houses. Old houses are great because there's all sorts of good things and bad things. This week, JD, thank you, I looked at an old mid-century house that had really never been touched. So I get to see big problems, little problems. I go in crawl spaces that are so short that I can't turn my head in it, and that's typically not a great thing to do. But in this particular property, I saw something I've never, ever seen in my entire life. When the main electrical cables come into the house, they usually go to your electrical meter, where electric company can come and see how much power you're using on a monthly basis. This didn't have that. This had 2 mains that came in, went directly into the furnaces and everything down in the basement. So essentially, it looks like he hadn't been paying bills for a long time. Although there was a meter on site, it wasn't hooked up in a proper way. Very bizarre. So that being said, I love looking at old houses because you never know what kind of things you're going to see. Great from real property.
Can we do that at my house? Yep.
Buenos dias.
Yes.
I'm Veronica with Citizen Advocacy. I'm gonna try out where we believe in the power of the ordinary. Can you say that with me? Citizen Advocacy, where we believe in
the power of the ordinary.
So approximately 1 in 6, 1 in 5 people have a disability. A lot of times, folks who don't have a disability don't see these individuals in their day-to-day. So the ask, as far as educate and ask, would be just for you to be aware in this next week. Do you see individuals who live disabled experiences? Again, if it's 1 in 5 or 1 in 6, right, that would be a good handful of us here. So just to be cognizant of that, we match folks into one-on-one empowering relationships. Ordinary person, you don't need to be professional, you don't need to be specialized, with somebody with a disability label to change both of your lives.
Good morning, everyone. Dr. Jake with Athletes Potential. At Athletes Potential, all of our providers are former collegiate strength coaches, athletes, or athletic trainers that went on to get their doctorate degree in physical therapy. So what that means is we are able to blend the world of performance with rehab, and our bread and butter is really working with people who have knee pain when they run, back pain when they squat, versus
I just had a total knee and I need to go see my PT 2-3 times a week for 4 to 6 weeks, right? So a little bit more customized, a little bit more nuanced, a little bit more involved. And then, so the 3 main injuries that we work with are low back pain, shoulder pain, and hip pain. Reason why is those 3 joints are the most mobile joints in our body, right? So they require the most range of motion, so those are the ones that typically aggravate people most. So if you know anybody with that, those 3 injuries, would love to be able to help them out. Thanks. An athlete's potential. If you have a body,
you're an athlete. Good morning, BNI. Sorry I missed last week. So last week I found myself 700 feet above the ground. 6 o'clock in the morning, sun is rising in a hot air balloon. And flying over pyramids outside of Mexico City.
Wow.
It was peaceful, it was serene. And then I started looking at the pyramid and I thought, wow, that thing's thousands of years old and nobody's ever put a lick of paint on it. And I started thinking about you guys and I was like, okay, so what we need to get out of this is there are some surfaces that never have to be painted. Right? And if you choose to paint them, you need to find somebody that does it the right way. So, again, 360 painting, we absolutely treat brick right. So today I'm asking you, send me all your folks who are thinking about doing horrible things to their brick, send them my way. Thank you, Randy God, for 360 painting. We got you covered there.
Good morning, everybody. I'm John Badwell with Badwell Associates. I'm the group's real estate attorney. I close residential and commercial real estate transactions. In Georgia, if you buy real estate or if you refinance a property, you have to close at an attorney's office. You can choose the attorney's office that you close at. And so my office, I've got 7 amazing employees with combined well over a century of experience closing residential and commercial transactions. A good referral for me would be a first-time home buyer that needs help navigating the intricacies of real estate transactions. We can help them, close the deal, make sure their title is secure, and disperse all the funds. John Badwell with Badwell Associates.
Good morning, sales team. I'm Stuart Jones with Floor Coverings International. We put floors on your home or on your small office. Raise your hand if you like doing hard stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I really like it because it provides me a great sense of accomplishment when I finish it up. But I've got a customer, Diane. We did some really tricky steps for her, and she called me back and says, hey, you guys did a great job on the steps. Do you do carpet? I'm like, of course we do carpet. And so that's a great referral for me for someone that's has hard stuff to do, but also has easy stuff. So at Floor Coverings International, we love it. We can walk all over us.
Good morning, Decatur.
Good morning.
Right. My name is Carl. I am the owner-operator of Eleganza Cleaners, your favorite residential cleaning company. I'm going to piggyback off of Misty's approach and do a little education first. In 2022, there were about 12,800 apartments planned to be built in Atlanta, which was good enough for 8th in the country. As of 2024, that number is at 18,500. That said, our company specializes in deep cleans, move-out cleans, and apartment turnovers. So my ask this week are introductions to any property managers that you may know, specifically looking at anyone involved with Rand Partners, Graystar, or Magewater. And I'm going to try out one of these little taglines. I'll do it without a prompt, see if it works. Left side of the room, can I get so fresh?
So
fresh. Right side? So
clean.
Hi everybody, I'm actually subbing for Saba today. So we're a full-service moving company that handles everything from packing and loading to transportation and unpacking. So whether you're moving across town or across the country, we can take care of it all. But here's what really sets us apart. We offer guaranteed pricing with virtual estimates. No more scheduling in-person appointments and waiting around. Just hop on a video call with us and we'll walk through the process live. Or if that's not your style, send us a video of your belongings and we'll provide a guaranteed quote for your move. It's quick, easy, and accurate. We'll make your move smooth, stress-free, and surprisingly convenient. Find out more at our brand new website, atlantapackandload.com, or simply give us a call.
Good morning, BNI Decatur. My name is David Wood of the Squinty Squad. We hold the chapter's window cleaning this week.
That sigh of relief that you guys were letting out because you thought you got rid of me over the past couple of weeks. I'm back. Can't get rid of me that easily. We clean windows, and right now we got 62 days until Christmas. So now is the time to schedule us for all of your holiday lighting needs. Great referral for us is anybody who's looking for holiday lighting or any commercial property managers. I think we're all looking for introductions into that space. Once again, my name is David Woods, Squeegee Squad. Your neighborhood window cleaner. Okay, all together. Neighborhood window cleaner. Very much. We're down there.
Morning, everyone. I'm going to actually stay right here because I don't want to have to weed through chairs and stuff. I want to talk this morning. I'm Joel Wagner with Fraser Roofing. I'm the group's roofing expert. I want to talk this morning about what roofers do not do. I get asked all the time, hey, can you paint the interior and do all the sheetrock work? No. If you want somebody to do that, you're going to want to get a general contractor. I had a guy ask me the other day, hey, this tree slammed into my garage. It busted all the walls to bits. Can you guys do framing? No. We're roofers. You don't want us doing framing. The nails aren't long enough. So when you get into those situations, send them my way anyway, because I can refer them out to GCs and I can refer them out to 360 Painting and people like that. But send anybody who needs a roof to me, and I'll take care of it. Joel Wagner with Fraser Roofing. Fraser Roofing.
And I'll thank you.
It's got a good tagline.
Family, friends, so we're kind of kick back. Let's start to take a seat.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Now we have Senor Alex, who's about to take us to school. So, Senor Alex, whenever you are ready, take it away.
Good morning again, everybody. Again, my name is Alex Merritt. I'm the county partner of Merritt Law. I've been in the chapter a couple of years. For the visitors, I was in the Midtown chapter for a number of years before that with JD. So y'all who know me know that I started my firm in May. So I've been an attorney since 2008, and I'm going to give you a little bit of my background. So let's just do that here. Who am I? Oh yeah, nice. Baby. So this is my, let's see, what would she tell me to say? Beautiful, talented, hardworking, smart wife, Allie. A lot of y'all know her. She's visited before. She runs in a tech village. This is our 4-year-old son, Mason. So he likes climbing and ice cream. I wonder what this girl's thinking back here. I think she's thinking, give me that ice cream. So that's Mason. This is where I'm from, originally. So I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas. I grew up there from the time I was a little kid until I went to college at the University of Alabama. I was going to say, Mike, don't say anything, keep your mouth shut. But you beat me to it. So we lost to Tennessee for the people that aren't paying attention. But so they beat us anyway. Everybody knows? That's a bummer. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I went to school at University of Alabama, then I went to, this is the campus at the University of Arkansas, so kind of went back home, Fayetteville for law school, graduated in 2008, came to the great city of Atlanta in 2008 with my then fiance, now wife, Allie, who you saw earlier. So been in Atlanta since 2008, passed the bar, went and worked for a small civil firm called Jones & Walden for about a year. They represented banks, I did bankruptcy, I was extremely bored. And did not enjoy that. I wanted to be in a courtroom. I wanted to try cases. You don't do that when you're a bankruptcy attorney very often. So I had a friend, actually a neighbor, who worked for the district attorney's office in DeKalb County, right here down the street, downtown Decatur. So I was about 27, 28, and started trying very serious cases. It was a lot of fun. It was very stressful. I was young, so I could handle it. So I was doing, murder trials, armed robberies, drug trafficking, you name it. I've done it. I've got some crazy stories. These are for one-to-ones, but if you're into some gross stuff, I got that. If you're into exciting stuff, I got that. Trials and just things I've seen are pretty crazy going back to that period of time. So I tried probably around 100 cases, many bench trials, probably about 50 jury trials, and that's really where I cut my teeth trying cases. And I always highlight that in these presentations because what I do now as a personal injury attorney is very important to have the trial experience. So you're not afraid to go in the courtroom, you know what you're doing. I continued my career at the Dewaskin Law Firm, so I worked there from 2016 until May as a small personal injury firm. Dan Dewaskin is the other partner, he's still a good friend of mine. So we work together, just two partners, small firm, handling mostly personal injury cases. We also do some criminal defense work. As a former prosecutor, I get criminal defense referrals, and Dan was a former sheriff's deputy, so I've got criminal defense and personal injury in my career. So, can I please talk about something other than myself? Yes, I would love to do that. So I want to spend the rest of this time talking about what makes a good referral and who would be a good referral for me. Who would be a good introduction would probably be the better way to put it. So first of all, what makes a good referral? Car wrecks, that is the sort of lifeblood of my practice. I have tried dozens of car wreck cases. I have handled maybe 1,000 at this point. I mean, too many to count. This is a photo from a case that JD sent me. I've used this before in my presentation back in January. So this vehicle here hit JD's friend and my client here, ran her up, T-boned her, ran her up on the side of this hill. She runs into this tree. She was injured. She needed to have a shoulder surgery. Thankfully, she's okay. Easy for me to say I'm not the one that had the surgery, but she could have been injured much worse. And this might be a good time for me to highlight that I'm not chasing ambulances, first of all, and I'm not wishing ill on anybody, but as the insurance folks in the room know, this stuff happens. Nobody thinks it's going to happen to them. They've done a lot of studies about that. Why don't people get insurance? Why don't people drive more carefully? Why don't people do any number of things? Because we have a psychological, it's really a survival instinct built into us that this thing won't happen to me. If you thought all the bad things would happen to you all the time, we'd all be hiding under a rock. So we've sort of been psychologically trained over many thousands of years to not go around life like that. But the bad things do happen to just about anybody, okay? So that's just a fact of life. If that happens to somebody, I hope you'll keep that referral in mind for me. Slip and falls. This is another very common case I handle. This is not one of my clients. I currently have a slip and fall cases in litigation against Delta. A client of mine slipped and fell in the Sky Lounge. That's an interesting story for another day. I have a client who slipped and fell in a Publix, so those cases are in litigation. Slip and falls are a little more complicated than a car wreck. I don't need to get into the weeds. I don't need to teach you how to do my job. What I am trying to tell you is slip and falls are good cases for me. This would not be a good referral for me because actually you are supposed to know that stairs can be slippery when it's cold and icy. So I would take this referral and I would tell them, you probably don't have the best case. You got to be careful when you're walking on icy steps. Medical malpractice. That's a gross picture. If you don't like gross stuff, don't look. But this is from one of my cases. This is what's called a retained objects case. Somebody had a surgery done. The surgical team did not take everything out of the body when they were done with the surgery. You're supposed to do that, right? You put the stuff in, and when you're done, you take the stuff out. They did not take the stuff out, so then go back in and do a second surgery to take the stuff out, and that is a medical malpractice claim, retained objects. That makes kind of makes it squeamish, but it is what it is.
What was that?
Oh, so what is this? There was my client had cancer, and she had a number of, so she had a port and other, things inside of her for a period of time. They did not take the port out. So when they went back in and took it out, the tissue had built up around it because your body is going to continue to operate. It's trying to find a way to operate even with that port stuck in her. So she was in some pain and discomfort. She kept complaining, hey, I got pain up here, I got pain up here. I can be. So they didn't really do anything about it. And finally, after about 2 years, they said, oh, we left the port inside of you. That's a plan. Dog bite cases. I've talked about dog bite cases before. I get a lot of calls, all right? A lot of calls. You'd be surprised. So the interesting thing about dog bites as it pertains to me is because I was a prosecutor, I prosecuted dog bite cases. As a defense attorney, criminal defense attorney, I defend people whose dogs have bitten people. As a plaintiff's attorney, I represent people who have been bitten by dogs. And every once in a while, I represent people whose dogs bite somebody, they're sued civilly, they don't have insurance to cover it. So I defend dog bite cases similarly. So I cover everything involving dog bites. Catastrophic injury, I throw this on here. This is another case of mine, by the way. This person who was driving this vehicle here was drunk, very, very, very drunk, so drunk in fact that we ended up suing the bar as well for what's called dram shop action, where the bar should have cut him off a long time before they did. He got out, he got in his truck, he drove around, and he ran directly into the back of my client. She suffered a, 2 minutes, thank you, very serious injury. This case settled for well above 7 figures. This is a sad case. I have handled probably about 10 or so 7-figure cases. They're all sad. None of you want the money that my clients get in these cases because their lives are always, I won't say ruined, but definitely changed for the worse. I'm handling a death case right now as well. So it's just all to say I have that experience. I don't shy away from a serious case. The serious cases do typically have a little bit, a few more moving parts to them, but they're not all that dissimilar from the other types of cases. Just the stakes are higher. The injuries are worse, okay? So I do have that experience. Happy to take those calls, those cases. This is another case of mine. I talked about this. Y'all might remember this from my January presentation. This young lady gave me permission to use her photo in this presentation. So this mirror, you can't quite tell where you are, but there's a mirror above a toilet. She had just moved in. She was renting this apartment. You're supposed to be able to pull open the mirror and put medicines and toothpaste, whatever you want to put up there. She pulls on it, it falls right off. It was not installed properly. It lands on her face. She's, I forget exactly how old she was, but early 20s. And so she's going to live with a scar for the rest of her life. So that is still in litigation. That's a sad case. So now I'm going to skip right along because I think I've only got about a minute. So the types of people that make good introductions for me. We got other lawyers. Lawyers are the best referral partners for me because other lawyers get calls about, hey, this, that, and that happened. I send a lot of referrals to other attorneys. Those attorneys send referrals to me or some of my good friends. Doctors, especially really good-looking doctors, they treat my patients or my clients or their patients, and their patients are my clients. So doctors make good referrals. Chiropractors, the joke here says, whoa, what's a joint like this doing in a girl like you? Chiropractor pickup line. So chiropractors make good referrals for me as well as nurses, all of these people in the medical field who are treating my clients. And finally, but last but not least, physical therapy. We got one of those. There he is. He's even wearing the shirts. Yeah. Plan that. Yeah, that's good. Physical therapist as well. So that's the presentation. I hope you'll keep me in mind for referrals. Stuart?
I find it very appealing that you have trial experience, that you've been a litigator before. Can you think of an example where you're going into a case like that against an attorney that doesn't have that experience, and how does that, what's happened there?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the way that manifests itself mostly is actually in the lead up to a trial. It's not actually in the trial. I have a couple examples I can give you. But attorneys who do not have trial experience and need to, in my field, not all attorneys need trial experience, by the way. There are a lot of types of attorneys who don't go to trial, they don't do their work in the courtroom. My line of work does. So usually you see that in the negotiations. I know I can lean on an attorney who does not have the trial experience, who's afraid to go to trial, and actually you kind of know some of these attorneys, they build a reputation. So I have a reputation, my former law partner Dan has a reputation. We'll go to trial. So they know not to kind of lean on us to think that we're going to be scared to go to trial. Yeah. You earn your reputation in the legal field. It's a smaller community than you think. So that's one way it happens. I know this guy doesn't like to go to trial. Or if I don't know this guy or girl, I can talk to about a dozen other attorneys that I know and go, hey, does this person like to try cases? And sometimes it's like, oh yeah, this girl's bulldog. You be careful with her. And then the other way I would say is I have a few war stories as to in the weeds, like legal weeds, but where they didn't know how to get their evidence into the trial. So there are some mechanics to actually entering photographs and medical records and things. You can't just throw it to the jury, right? There's a legal process to do it. Anyway, thank you for the question, Stuart. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Senor Alex, and you are not off the hook yet.
Oh, I got to keep it on.
Yeah.
Once we get this thing back up. Today.
All right, so he's going to be talking about the Vice President's report as soon as it comes up.
There it is.
Objection, relevance.
So yeah, my dad does. He's a big Matlock fan, so my dad is always like objection, and he's like trying to do it. All right, this is our Vice President's report. Our members know what this is. For our visitors, we track all of our numbers. So our numbers for this report began on October 1st. That is our chapter's fiscal year is October 1st through the end of September. So we've only got a few weeks worth of data, but these are our referrals, the number of visitors we've brought, one-to-ones, which are like breakfast, coffee, lunch, dinner, happy hour, education units. Thank you for closed business. That's going to be the most important number. This is the amount of money that has been generated from referrals from one chapter member to the other. So when we receive those referrals and money is generated as a result of those referrals, we track that in here. So it's not just random. We actually know what is happening in the chapter. So that is good. We're doing a great job. We had too many absences last week, but we don't have too many this week. So keep up the good work.
Always a reminder to enter in your data. That way he can populate this information. CUs, one-to-ones. And this is going to bring me over to what's called the traffic light. So everyone should get an email from Anita each month. So this just kind of outlines where you guys are. And you guys saw the little green wow thing. So you saw 5 of us are up there. Really simple. So anyone who's new, you start off with 100. Okay. So the only way to maintain that is to do the basic necessities, which is really one-to-one, attending, and CUs. Like that is the basic. So if you do that, and obviously you get more if you have a referral or if you have a visitor. So just kind of keep momentum going with everyone. And now it's Justin's.
So thank you so much, Alex. I always love hearing more about all the bad things that you can help with. So I'm actually our presenter for next week. And then Aaron will be presenting the following week, as you heard both of us speak about that a little bit in our 60 seconds. So these would be the times to please send out those reminders to those individuals that you have invited to our presentations. Mine are property and casualty insurance agents. Aaron is seeking leaders within companies and organizations that support children. Correct? Yep. All right. And then we have Misty following, and then at this point, I'll remind you about Misty's next week. And then Randy, if you can, 4 weeks from now, Randy's going to be presenting. Randy, who would you like for us to keep in mind and bring a month from now?
I want you to bring all the property managers, all of them.
Every single one.
Every single one of them.
Every property. Gotcha. So we need to get working on that right now, guys. If you are a new person and you just joined the group, please make sure that you are finishing your MSP so that we can put you on the schedule as well. Sorry. Everybody should have the email from MX Merchant, which is our quarterly dues that are due. It pays for the space, the food, the coffee, and whatnot. So please make sure that you're taking care of that. They are due the 15th of next month. If you have any questions, please reach out. And then we have a number of people that are already green checked coming back to us for another year. So thank you guys over here. Love having you.
Thank you so much, Justin. So now is the I have section for referrals and testimonials. So the real reason we do this is it's our contribution to the team for the week. So we're going to have people to start standing up, saying, I have a referral, or I have a testimonial. Visitors, let us know what you enjoyed about this group. And if you didn't like it, tell me what your Halloween costume is going to be. So I'll start it off, and then we'll go to my right. So I referred myself to Bronwyn, got paid the invoice, and so she's just going to tell me when to pick it up. And a testimonial to just the entire group. Like, I really enjoyed being here and interacting with everyone.
Testimony to Evan. I referred him to an attorney friend of mine who's extremely busy, has ADHD, and I had happy hour with him yesterday, this friend of mine, and he was just giving glowing reviews to the work he's doing with you and you're doing with him. So thank you very much for being such a good resource to my friend.
We'll go see Lindsay later, and then one with Conway next week.
speak, and be a skeleton. Just kidding, I like you guys.
I had a ton of great one-to-ones yesterday with Stuart, Carl, Joel at one of Art's events. So it's always pleasurable to get to hang out with you guys and also help support the real estate in the area, or real estate agents in the area. Not good with words today.
Actually, also had a couple of one-on-ones this week. I need to get those reported into the system, and I'm working on a couple other one-on-ones for some folks in the group.
You got a big win too.
And I know Alex didn't want me to say anything else.
Oh, where's Les? Yeah.
I said let's stop.
I always like coming. I always learn something when I sub, and today I liked hearing about job bike cases.
Now, in a couple of weeks, jumping back into it, going to be scheduling some one-on-ones, do a testimonial for Sade. Did a couples massage with my wife and her, and my wife's like, oh, it's so bruised. I'm like, you'll be fine. It feels great. So, yes, it is wonderful. Take the time. Let her touch you like you've never been touched before.
For the record, I didn't bruise his leg.
Testimonials to Alex. We haven't worked directly together, but we've had conversations about potential cases. And what's great about Alex is that he has the knowledge of what you need to know, but he's also frank to say this is good or this is not good. So testimonial to you.
Thank you.
A couple things real quick. Okay, so Carl, great one-to-one. Thank you for that. Stuart, thank you for referring yourself to me. And Alex, thank you so much for coming to. Alex came to our office and spoke with our whole team about a lot of the stuff that he went through today. But for those of us who were trying to make sure all of you were protected from lawsuits, it's very informative.
A referral for Josh the plumber. Ryan, thank you for coming. You folks hopefully get to talk with her. Since she is a BNI member, you get credit for doing a one-on-one.
I'm also a BNI member that you can get away with. You can also come on down to the Midtown chapter and visit us. We're really not that far apart. Gonna be a skeleton, just kidding.
I had a one-on-one with Ivan, and again, thank you guys for the referrals, for the one-on-ones. It was great. I'm gonna miss you guys, and hopefully we'll be in touch.
I had a one-on-one with Sade. Have one with Mike today.
Great job, Alex. If you haven't had a one-on-one with Alex, have a one-on-one with him. He can tell you all about uninsured motorists. And then thank you for closed business for Ivan, who wrote his commercials.
I got a testimonial for Alex. I've referred 3 people to Alex, and they're not just like random people. These are friends of mine and people that I know, so I still talk to them, and they have only the highest things to say about Alex. He's done a great job for them, so thank you for taking care of him.
Thanks for the referral.
Yeah, so we had a CE class about painting yesterday, and guess who didn't show up? Sorry about that. Yeah, Misty and John and Ray. Misty apparently thought the CE class was from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Those are the best classes.
Yeah, that's true. I do appreciate the support when we do a CE class like that. It was only 9 or 10 folks there, agents, but we get to do our little presentations for a minute, and then we all get to sit around and talk and have a bunch of one-to-ones and spend that time together. So I appreciate all support whenever we do those events, and to Alice has set us off today. So looking forward to hanging out more.
Great testimonial for this group. Stephen was just talking to Ryan about visiting other chapters, and I do that a lot and continue to get referrals from other people. So use the resources that are available to you.
It's like a tradition. Oh, go on.
I just want to thank everyone for being so welcoming. I am a member of the coming Forsyth BNI chapter.
Transfer.
I know. But thank you to the group for being so welcoming. It's been great visiting, and hopefully I can connect with some of you.
Nice, thank you. I had a referral for Stuart. Hopefully that turned out good. Yeah, the traditions and innovations. Yeah, I just want to keep pushing that. Where like we have our foundation stuff, and then let's innovate and communicate as much as we possibly can. And I think I've convinced my wife to do like a couple costume, and we're going to be peanut butter and jelly. That's a good question. And grape or strawberry?
I was going to start this testimonial for Art, but I think I've changed my mind. The guy's an absolute networking machine. I apologize for missing yesterday, but I'm very thankful for all the stuff that happens outside this room, and he is a big part of that.
So literally just referring myself to Carlos, and thank you, David, for allowing me to serve you and your wife. And I'm actually going to be referring myself to Jordan for some life insurance.
JD, thank you so much for the referral. We certainly appreciate it. Alex, a testimonial. Even though we hadn't retained you for anything, but Alex could answer tons of questions. I got whacked on Scott, totaled one of my trucks. Super helpful. And then one of my kids was in a catastrophic accident, and my wife was totally freaking out. But after talking to Alex and kind of working through it, just by what he was saying, it was totally calmed my wife's nerves. And all that's good, so. That's good, okay. Yeah, good.
Working on a referral for Joel, for Abby and Sade to an event organizer for an event we're going to be a part of this weekend. Thanks again to Lindsay for the spot for Porch Fest. Oh, and then Veronica, I totally messed up on getting back to you, but for one last, I'll talk to you.
Yeah, huge testimonial to Ruben, kind of alluded to it last week. We're signing a new lease up in Columbus, Ohio, which is awesome. It was a great space. We're super excited about it. And through a really quick email to Ruben, I mean, the dude saved us like over $100,000 on most of our initial terms there. So really appreciate that, man. And I have a referral for you.
I have a couple of things, but the two main things we talk about is testimonial for Carl. I haven't had my house cleaned, so they came over and did it. And you guys know my brother's been staying with me for a couple of weeks, so it was really nice to get a deep clean on that. And his communication's great. And then testimonial for Alex as well. I had a friend with a catastrophic injury in DC, and obviously he couldn't help them legally, but he gave us some advice. He even talked to her parents and gave them advice, so it's really appreciative. And that also shows the power of BNI, that I could give these people a random number and they felt a sense of security and comfort just talking to a random stranger because I referred them to.
All right, Power of Connectivity from Israel. He connected me with one of his friends, another coach who has connected me with somebody at a church that I am setting up to speak at and give a presentation to. Also, kind of a warning on Alex. Driving him home at night is really nerve-wracking. Every day, he's like making sure I can drive a car. Careful with that.
Awesome. Sean Brooks sent a referral to some company called Thrive about 4 days ago. I haven't heard back from them yet. Very good. I got it. Testimony for Alex. My contractor was literally, she always lived paycheck to paycheck, and it could have been devastating. And you really helped them, and she's retired and living in upstate New York now. Her family actually wanted to. So, and then Justin did a fantastic job recently on one of the ready-to-sell projects that we had, made it sparkle. So, thanks a lot, appreciate it.
Nice.
Testimonial to Alex. I've spoken to one of his clients that was a victim of a dog bite. And just hearing her talk about the story of what happened to her versus the way Alex took care of her shows so much about just how much he's going to help his clients. She felt like she was part of her family. Thank you.
I've actually had so many referrals, I'm probably going to miss some. I've gotten one from Aaron, I've gotten Stuart gave me one, Mike gave me one, Jordan's office is now sending me them without him, so I got two from his office. Thank you so much. You'll be able to hear, thank you for putting this in soon.
I had one-to-ones with Ruben and Thad, and they're trusting me to help plan some trips. And today I am trusting Mike and Josh to come fix my bathroom. So, yes.
All right, guys, so just kind of go off topic. Most of you all, again, I know, extremely elated to now be a member. Referrals are kind of my thing. The gift of gab is what God has given me, so I am always in the network, whether it be doing the car sales, the music outside of that. I have a great network, and the first thing that always comes to mind is if you need this, I have someone I can refer you to. So you all will get a ton of referrals from me. I'm not saying they all don't work, but I'll send them. And I look forward to the one-on-ones, just to get to know you all's businesses a little more in depth. You all to be able to come into my world, and it's going to be beautiful, man. It's a great thing.
I have a couple one-on-ones set up. We set one up with Joel, and I have a couple that went set up recently this week as well. Coming up. I do have a thank you for referral, and I have a couple referrals I'm working on for Jordan, and still working on a couple things when I'm getting acclimated to just everyone's business so that they can bring. And thank you guys again, all this and being so welcome.
Couple thank yous. Actually, first, Israel, we're gonna miss you out here. I feel like I just got to know you. Best of luck in your future. And a gang of thank yous. Art, thanks for having me out at the event yesterday. Realized I've actually not been on a golf course ever, so that was interesting.
You've never been on a golf course?
Yeah.
Really?
And Justin, Stephen, everybody, appreciate that. Thank you to Bronwyn for trusting us with your home.
He ran outside her home.
You saw the house.
And JD.
No, thank you. And working on some business for Dave and Justin. Justin, if you could update that hopefully, that'd be great. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you so much. So right now is the VP's referral reality check.
Yeah, so this is where we highlight one referral from one member to another, and this week there was a referral from Ruben to Bronwyn. So if Ruben and or Bronwyn could highlight how that referral went.
For Ruben's other business, he needed t-shirts. He's had them made somewhere else. He handed me them. He said, can you completely recreate these? And I said, yes, of course. And so we're recreating them and working on them. And I'm going to Alabama where our print shop is next week or 2 weeks. So I'm just going to bring them back so he doesn't have to pay for shipping.
Thank you for that.
Wow. All right, so now, I did not forget this time. So Alex will now choose this week's Ivan Award.
Yes, so, you play Sarah McLaughlin, you're probably going to win. Ruben is a busy man, he's the president, he's running the thing, I don't want to put that on him. So I really enjoyed the presentation by Randy, who made a funny joke and it really tied into the act. So, you win.
Awesome. Now we're going to spin this wheel if my technology works.
Oh, you got it.
All right, so that way we can see.
Yeah,
the truth.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh,
I got something for you.
Subpoena, give us a subpoena. All right, any special announcements?
I got one.
Okay.
I'm speaking at Atlanta Tech Village, an hour-and-a-half workshop on ADHD and entrepreneurs. It's a $10 fee. It's 9:30 to 11. Please come. I want to see your faces.
When?
It's Wednesday next week.
Put in the Slack.
It is in Slack.
It is.
All right.
Okay. I will remind you, everybody look at Slack.
Membership committee is going to meet right after the meeting, really quick.
Any others? All right, so, just little announcements. Monday Mugs, as we all know, BNI gives us a lot of resources, right? So this is just a quick little thing that I'll send out. But Monday Mugs, they have a webinar every Monday from 8:30 to 9, and then they have an Advanced Member Success Series workshop. On November 4th, their topic is generating referrals, then their Next Steps webinar, and then Live Help. So they have tons and tons of help. If you go to bniatlanta.com and go to the calendar, that will open it up. Did you want to mention something?
I was just going to say, I've mentioned before about like the Tucker Business Association had a candidate forum for local elections. I think we don't need to hear any more about the presidential election, but like the local ones, you probably get in the voting booth and you're like, who are these people? So we had a forum where we allowed them to speak, and it's on the Tucker Business Association Facebook and other social media. So if you can find that, hopefully, if you can't, let me know. You go to tuckerbiz.org. We have all the links to our socials on it. So it's pretty nice. It's for the commissioner of DeKalb County, Super District 7, and then a couple of states seats for the Senate and the House. Which, again, most people are like, who are these? So,
Well, thank you for that.
Impact you.
So for the visitors, if you want to know what the next steps are, you would do an online application, and there would be an interview through the membership committee, then you pay your dues, and then you're inducted to the chapter. So it just kind of gives a little overview, and now I'm going to invite the visitors to go speak with the visitor hosts. So if the visitors would take a moment to stand up and meet over here in the restroom. I'm sorry, not restroom, restaurant. Okay, so we don't have anybody there. Fair enough. Our closing quote is, doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. That is by Oprah Winfrey. Thank you so much. Everyone have a great, great week.